everybody. Welcome to another edition of Tell It How It Is, No Filter. I am your host, Unstoppable Hush, aka Voice of Reason. That's the name of the YouTube channel, by the way. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe now. I have a lot of aliases: Regular Hush, How You Stop Him, Hush Braun James, and special. Ooh, I'm gonna take a second right now off rip because I got my pad. This wasn't first in line, but I'm gonna make it that just because of that statement. Lebron takes over the Drew League, scoring 42 points. Old man, still getting busy. I guess he's ready for the NBA season. So I'm rocking the Lakers just off that. I ain't a LeBron fan. I'm not a Laker fan per se. But I got to give flowers one time. Shout out to Lebron. So what's good? What's going on out there? How's everybody feeling? Everybody doing? Hope you had a productive week. And I hope you have positive thoughts and thinking going into your next week. Let's grind hard. Let's shake the negative. Let's ignore the haters. Let's just stay in a positive space completely as a whole. And just get to our goals, our mission, and try to enjoy this thing we call life as long as you can, because you don't know how long any of us has. Speaking of how long any of us has, my only other current event, rest in peace, Ivana Trump. Dies at 73. Found her Upper East Side. I don't know the cause of death. I don't know none of that. But it just goes with what I'm saying about enjoying life. But 73, where do we rate that as an age? No one's going to say what age you want to die. That's good stuff. We don't know. But is 73, I don't want to make this a race thing. You got some black folks that'll be like, hell yeah, 73 is good money the way I was moving out here. You want the most you can get. You know what I'm saying? You want everything you could get. But if that was your number, let me talk to my grimy, criminal-minded, gangster street dudes real quick. I'm not knocking what you do. Yeah, it's controversial with the, innocent getting involved, innocent dying, innocent getting shot, and, all that other ugliness. But if you're doing what you got to do, gritty and all that. How's 73 for you gangsters out there? You feel 73 is like, all right, well, I did a lot of shit, so 73 pretty good considering what I had going on. You know what I mean? So that's a debate. You want to live as much. A lot of people going to say 100 and change. Me personally, anything above 70 good. Above 80, above 90. I'm not putting a number. I'm not picking a number. I'm just saying. Well, actually, I do have a number. My bad. Let me put this cup down. For people who work at city agencies, your 9 to 5, you should be familiar with the term of 20 and out, 22 and out, 25, 55, 30, 62. So, for those who don't know what that means, 20 and out means there's an agency that just wants 20 years of service, then you can retire with a full pension. 22 years means the same. 25, 55 means they want 25 years of service and to be 55 years old at that time or until you reach 55 years old. 30, 62, common sense, 30 years service, be 62. So if you're involved in any of that, which I am, so I have a number based just off that. So if I give a company 25 years and I'm 55, I want to at least, the bare minimum, live 25 more after that. So 55 and 25, that sounds like 80 to me. So at the minimum, I have to be 80 years old. But I want 80 and up. But 80 is my minimum. Because if I give all those years to working, I need that same amount and more after I finish working to really enjoy the benefits of that pension that I built up. So you should think like this too. At the minimum, living past the years of working, whether you did 25, 27, 30, wherever you lived, whatever you worked, you have to at least pass 2 months. we could get greedy, but at minimum pass 2 months of that same 27 years, 25 years outside the company. I know they don't want that, but that's how I'm rocking. So just there briefly, 80 and up for me. But nonetheless, rest in peace, Ivana Trump. Like I said, that's really it for my current events because I have a bunch of shit to get to. So, few colleagues, few co-workers gave me some shit to talk. And some things I've got off social media myself. Let's go. So, I'll attack this first. Calls returned by text. Response time when reaching out. So, a lot of these topics is going to be per individual, per your patience, your strengths, your weaknesses, your securities, your insecurities. It's a bunch of ways to tackle this all. But the way this was presented to me, calls returned by text. If I call you, you don't answer, but you text back instead of calling back. There's some justified reasons for this, possibly. Are you that much of a grinder? You really work round the clock. You're at work. You was at work at the time of the call. A lot of people aren't good multitaskers. So you was just in the middle of some shit period where you just couldn't take that call at that moment and had to return a text. Me personally, I'll take the text. You know what I mean? Based off the fact that I'm giving the benefit of the doubt, which recently stuff I've watched. In today's age, evidence and situations is showing that giving the benefit of the doubt thing is really tricky. Shout out Fresh and Fit podcast. So, even though that's tricky, I'm still going to give that benefit of the doubt that the person was just that tied up at the moment. But as a grand scale, generally speaking, how is the normal form of communication? Is it normally through call? If so, I can see how this is triggering slightly. So if the normal pattern, because you see, this is how people get, start filling away, expectations, whatever you draw up, you gotta kind of keep that same energy. We're humans, we make mistakes, shit happens, timing stinks sometimes for people, but pretty much, humans are a force of nature, force of habit. So if the normal interaction is by call, I can see that returning text being an issue, especially if the topic or the reason for the reach out was important, not just for small talk. As far as the response time in general, I kind of criticize people that I know, who I know are always in their phone. That shit is like every second. Boom, 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 boom. As far as when I'm around. So I don't have anything real personal as an example. I'm just saying I interact with a lot of people on my day-to-day. And I'm just saying people I know, people I don't know, people I just see. This is what I'm basing it off of. And a lot of today, modern, if you have a smartphone, you're in that shit. Heavy. Men and women. I'm not going to just badge the women about it. Y'all are more of the higher number of, but everyone's in their phone. Bottom line is, that response time. So, that is based on the importance of the person. And unless you just met this person, you know where you stand and your value. So, if you're texting or reaching out and that response time is not respectably, what can we say? Leave comments. What is a respectable response time? 5. I'm going to go between 5 and 25 minutes based on normal conditions. Follow me. Based on normal conditions. No emergency, you're not in the hospital, you're not underground, no cell service. On a norm, 5 to 25 minutes. If this window is not respected, you know where your value is with that person. Again, normal conditions. I'm not talking about if somebody left their phone home, their phone is dead. These stories are suspect. The leaving of the phone home, especially in modern society, phone being dead, those things are suspect reasons, but can be. So I'm going to give you that. But if those are not the reasons and it's not an emergency, you're not underground, 5 to 25 minutes response time, folks. Or you know where your value is. I'm going to let that sink in. Go back to all the people you reach out to for whatever reason and see if that matches up. Now, again, any situation, even a situation I didn't mention, can be the reason why it's not that response time. But you shouldn't have a habit of it. You shouldn't think to yourself, you shouldn't have 2 or 3 incidents where it passed 25 minutes waiting for a response. You shouldn't, if you're valuable to that person. Valuable doesn't mean y'all a couple. I'm just talking about in general. It could be relationship, family member, friendship, whatever. Just you as an important figure, period. All right. So I could check off that. Done my due diligence. Shout out to my colleague that inspired me to talk that. That was for you. I got you out the way. Check, cross out, and all that, so I don't go back to it. All right. Rejection. Men. Women that are too privileged expects a certain status. You're not her type. Let me break this down for you. So, when you're getting your groove on, and I don't really mean the full groove. I'm just saying, when you are in your bachelor life, or if you're creeping, however, this pursuit of women should be strong. You should have the confidence, and you should be out there getting to it. It's a lot of things I won't place in the order of importance. I'm really talking to men who are the standard man to the high value, meaning you work. I'm not going to be such a harsh judge as you see on social media with the purpose of a high value man, what's considered a high value man. If you're grinding and doing all you can, honestly, with whatever you have to work with, I salute you. I just can't respect the ones who's doing nothing. So I'm never talking to you. So, again, if you're out here grinding to your best of your ability, getting what you could get, your minimum work week is 40 hours, folks. Minimum. I want you to do more, but that's the minimum. And if you are, this is for you. So, fellas, the hunt, the chase, this should be quite often. And I don't want to encourage the words cheating, creeping, doing you when you already have a situation. But let's not sugarcoat shit. If you're in it, you're in it. So if that's what you're doing, fuck it. I guess you could join the convo too. Sorry for folks for my voice. I yell a lot. I'm involved in sports. You know what I mean? So I'm very competitive. I'm very vocal. And whoever knows me personally knows I can get loud. Just passionate, not like loud in a disrespectful way. So my voice is a little shaky, but I refuse to let a week pass. You feel me? I'm on schedule here. I do this for real. So I didn't mean to get too confident on you. Anyway, so quite often I want you guys to go in, do your thing, You don't have to take all advice from me. Like I said, shout out Fresh and Fit. Shout out Andrew Tate. Shout out Brandon Carter. All these names I'm throwing at you, it stems from Fresh and Fit. If you go to Fresh and Fit podcast, you can branch on to these other guys. And they give you broken down details of certain shit. Getting laid on the first date, how to approach women, all that. So if you want to do the research and you feel like you need a little pointers on it and you ain't got it by yourself, that's cool. I'm not really here for that. You know, I do a general basis. So what I'm saying is be active, get out there. Now, understand, especially if you're a bold one. Like, you know, again, I'm not criticizing your status as far as how much money you make and how much you grind. Again, as long as you're doing the bare minimum of 40 hours a week, your bread may not be all the way together, but you're rolling with some change. Feel me? So you're approaching top-notch women. And I didn't even talk about their finances. I'm just talking about if you go out to places where economically it's lit, you know, this is where people hang. And you're approaching women maybe, sorry to say, above your status as far as what they expect financially, but you're still going for it. My thing is, the badder the chick, the more chance of rejection. That is no means negatively to tell you not to try. But just know, if you approach 20 baddies, you might pull 2. If you approach average women, 20, you might pull 3, 4. If you approach you just need to get anything off and you really scrape the bottom, out of 20, you may pull 5, 6. You got to understand the mindset to their modern thinking. No matter, sorry women, no matter where they're at in life, female-wise, if they have social media influence or they have friends who are higher status than them, they are going to have them feeling equal as a motherfucker. So shit that you usually look at and go, damn, you know, I went here because I ain't had no choice and still got to put in work. Shit is bonkers. It is what it is. Don't hate the player, hate the game. So, I want you to stay calm. I don't want you to, you know, get your drawers in a bunch if this rejection thing you find yourself in a lot. I just gave you like the numbers off of hypothesis. But I don't think I'm way off on those numbers. So if you keep that mindset and listen to me, you'll keep trying to holler. So, if you're not a type, that's cool. I mean, I want to give that as the reason you get turned down. Maybe they could tell your status is not to where they would like to be. You know, they might want to go to Dubai next week. You probably can't do that. And that's not even from just a financial standpoint. Your work schedule, you can't just up and leave like that. But keep going, fellas. Keep trying. My point is keep trying. Keep hollering. Shrug that rejection shit off. Don't even bother with it. Just laugh at that shit. Because there's many more to approach. And you must look at all angles of it. You know what I mean? Maybe that's good that person didn't take to you. If you know your confidence, you know your capabilities and your swag and what you could bring to the table, and especially if this is just talking about the sport. We're just talking sex here. You know you banging them, knocking them out the park. That's their loss. Keep pushing. Keep hollering. Now, are women satisfied? I don't know where I got this quote from, and I don't know if it gears more towards men or women, but I know that we get shamed, so I'm sure you're going to say this is more men. Bare minimum are taken and faithful. So what that means is if there's 20 couples you know, these are not facts. In my opinion, if you know 20 couples, I got 5 of them faithful. Out of 20. I think I'm being nice. I got 5 of them faithful. I mean like fully faithful. The thing is, there's this war that women can't see the vision and understand most that cheating for a man is not cheating for a woman. It's not the same thing. But it's going to be a while for that's ever understood. The point is, my numbers wasn't based on one side. It's both sides. So sorry to say, yeah, some women not faithful, man. They're probably going to try to justify why from a standpoint of feeling empty, feeling neglected, because the main thing for women is attention, security, and all feelings. Everything that they base most, everything how they base their foundation and who they with, who they want to be with, where they're going to stay comfortable at, is based off feelings. 95% of the time. So, yes, security is very important. That can't hold it alone, though. It's been proven. So, fellas, if you think that busting your ass every day, I told you 40's the minimum. There's some dudes out there that could break 80 a week. That is grinding. Yo, no homo. Pause. Super pause. Super pause. Take it how you take it. That's fucking should be attractive to women. I don't even really know why I had to say pause, because men and women are attracted to different things. So I wasn't trying to say I was going to find that attractive. I was saying that it should be attractive enough for a woman that if you looking for security, that's a big fucking example of having it, don't you think? So I got kind of twisted again, because like I said, men and women are attracted to different things. Anyway, forget all that. So their feelings matter more than us guys could ever know. So when they're not faithful, something was missing. Yes, I'm saving and bailing out the ones who feel something's missing, and not mentioning the ones who's just friggin' hoes, loosey-goosey, just sluts. Because it's straight up. And it stems from a lot, you know what I mean? Like, you know, how they were raised, how they grew up, who their friends are, what environments they were in. All of these take factors into how women act and how they are. Fellas, you really don't know what you're getting. I don't want to make it sound that harsh. The game's ugly, baby. So, there's a reason for this, though, that I'm bringing it up to you like this. So just keep in mind, like I said, out of 20 to me, 20 couples, 5 are faithful. Whether it's the man or the woman doing them, somebody's doing them. Do you really ever know? Do you ever really know how to handle that? How to prevent it? Sometimes it's just fucking impossible. It's just, you know. Is it meant to be? Are y'all meant to be? Is that just that person's MO no matter who you pair them with? There's just so much, you know. I'm not really gonna go there and let that take the rest of this. So I did bring that up though, just to give you notice. And I'm gonna go from there and say, are you okay with not knowing your partner cheated on you? This was inspired by Neo on the Breakfast Club. I didn't watch the whole interview. That was enough for me, just him saying that. So you could comment. I really personally don't want to comment, but I feel like y'all going to look at me crazy if I don't put some input into that. So I'm going to repeat it. Are you okay with not knowing your partner cheated on you? We're going to be minimum here and go that was a one-time thing. The way that was said, we're going to say a one-time thing. Because obviously, if it's repetitive, how you not going to know? Unless you're a fucking idiot and you live under a rock, you're delusional, you turn your head the other way. So we're going to say this is a one-time thing. I want y'all to comment. I swear I don't want to talk on it. But I'll touch it. On one hand, I can't put my emotions into this. and men are expected not to. Like, never ever, no matter what the fuck, we never get a pass for showing emotion. Almost never. But if I take the emotions out of it, because you know what? It's something I don't know. So if I don't know it and don't suspect it, how could I feel away? How could I even answer this question? Because if I don't know, fuck it. Forgive me. Fuck it. I don't know. So you can't really react. Feel me? So it's kind of stupid. I guess if I want to make this interesting, I can say your peoples, somebody has a partner that cheated, and your peoples don't know. And then that's all getting into, will you tell? Do you tell them? Do you put them on? So again, I think that's like a make-believe type of shit though, because if you don't know, how you gonna even approach this question, this subject? I think it's stupid. I'm sorry. Now that I really look at it and break it down, it was a waste to me. Because the fuck you mean? Not knowing. Alright, so if you don't know, then what the fuck? What are we talking about? I'm off this. I'm off this subject. So I took care of rejection, right? Fellas, you're gonna get rejected. No matter how fly you are, no matter how much money you got, no matter how much swag you got, no matter how many women you took down in the past, it don't matter. Rejection's gonna happen. Accept it, laugh it off, go to the next one. The very few that are faithful, stay faithful. What they say, exceptions to the rule doesn't make it global, wholesome. But I respect the non-exceptions to the rules. If you found that one, you got that one, and you really are happy for the most part all around, and you can compare it to the rest of the situations you had in your life, and it's damn near the best you've seen, this is the best look you've seen, and you can roll with it, just be faithful. Especially if, more than likely, the partner, I'm talking to fellas right now, especially because the partner's going to probably want that. It's not a perfect world. If that's what your partner desires, and this is the best you've seen, I say stay faithful. I'm not judging whoever still decides to do them every now and then when you go away on vacation with the fellas or whatever, keep that shit away from your queen. That's all I'm saying, as best as you can. I guess that does trigger back to not knowing, huh? So it was a purpose for this not knowing your partner cheated on you crap. So yeah, I'm off that. So I've ended that. Just accept things in life and it'll hurt you less. Be aware, be mindful. More to the men, but for women too. It's true, man. I mean, I'm kind of living proof of that. Because, everybody's spoiled. Everybody's catered to in a way, some point in their life, men and women. So we're a softer set of generation where if shit don't go the way we thought it would, based on our performance and what we do, that we feel disrespected. Like, how dare you? I'm moving out here. You know what I used to do? You know what I used to be out here doing? And I chillaxed? And this happens? Whoa, Nelly. I'm gonna leave that. Leave that right there. All right. I took care of Ivana Trump. I did the Lebron. Oh, I do have another current event in the media type shit. My bad. Now I'm gonna jump right back into some shit. Where we at on the time? Conway the Machine versus Funk Flex. Flex was interviewed, or there was a convo, Twitter, tweet, whatever. According to Flex, I guess he didn't mean it in a disrespectful way, that he just doesn't really listen to Griselda. Shout out BSF, Conway, Benny, and all them, Ricky Hyde. So Flex doesn't really rock with them. Not them personally. Maybe just the music don't move him. I think even later he says there are no locks. Conway, which I gotta agree with him on a couple points. You're entitled to your opinion. Flex is within all rights to say he don't listen to Griselda. He don't personally care for it. He's within all rights to feel that way. What I do feel Conway on, though, is where you say things and how you say things can fuck up a bag. Black people don't stick together as is enough for me, to my liking. We don't stick together enough. We hate on each other. We fucking try to tear each other down, try to make us look bad, try to badmouth us, try to break up couples, try to make shit miserable for raising your kids, baby mama drama, baby daddy drama, courts, all kind of miserable shit from miserable fucking people. It's fucking disgusting. We don't stick together. We don't. Not enough. And that's all of you. I don't care how you take that. Sit back and think on that. We don't look out for each other. We really don't. So, enough of that tantrum. Conway's merely saying, it could be bags, man. You could be fucking up their bread, Flex. Flex, you are very influential. You big out here. For years, 20 years or more. I don't think that's a good move either. Excuse me, again, my voice. Hush, get a mic. Why the fuck you talking so loud on this? Get more professional. You see, I tried today. Get a mic. Get a studio. Get an engineer. Do this the right way. One day I will. Fucking A. Anyway, I get it. It could mess up a bag. So they going back and forth with it. Flex says, yo, you know, y'all have been pretty privileged. Rock Nation, Eminem cosign. Why do you need mines? I get that too. But, man, this is a lot. So they're going back and forth. I think Flex gave him a beat, or there's some beat where Conway got to respond and show his skills or whatever to impress Flex. I don't really think it should have went this far, and he doesn't need to prove anything. Conway don't need to prove nothing to Flex. It's just I do get the whole don't fuck up the bag. Like, you know, Flex is influential and his following and all that. If they hear that, they may not want to fuck with Griselda. You know what I'm saying? So I can see how that's affected. A lot of people say that could be emotional talk too. You know, something could be currently going on, or maybe another bag was just missed that had nothing to do with Flex, and he's just saying, you know, chill, nigga, like, for real. Or he could just be speaking freely. I'm a neutral guy, because if I don't know you personally and I haven't been in your space, I can't really judge where that came from. So I'm not going to just say Conway was emotional. I'm not going to say Flex was being a dick, but I get both sides. Like, you know, Flex, again, could feel that way. He has all rights. But I do get the way you say it and how you say it and who's viewing. So I will say, both fellas, work that out. And don't fuck up the bag. If you fuck with Griselda, fuck with Griselda. Don't let nobody influence otherwise, because I fuck with them heavy. But if you want to be real, Flex, and I agree with you here, and I'm sure Griselda agree with you too. There are no locks. You know, those days of the locks and all those, that shit is gone. But this is the closest to it. So don't bash it. Flex, this is the closest to that, though. I'm off that with that. So that was my other current event. Done with that. Now I'm moving speedily along here. Alrighty. How we doing on time? Ooh, I think I gotta wrap up soon. Anyway, down to my last two. Another inspired by a colleague of mine. I'll try to tag you guys in this. I don't know how successful. People don't be wanting their identity known. And I get it. So, this was given to me like this. Woman worried about man's social media. So she trolls his page. He finds out, cuts her off, calls it sneaky. When you first hear this, you're thinking, shorty tripping. you're going to sneak and create another page or have a homegirl or something look at your man's page and see what he's doing? Yeah, comment on this. I need to know what the majority think of this, because I think initially hearing that, shorty bugged. Now, I was also told this happened consecutive. It's not a one-time thing. So it may be grounds for the breaking up, yes. Because that's a little crazy. You know, if you don't trust somebody, you shouldn't be with them. It shouldn't even be a conversation anymore. Trust is very huge, though. And trust gets taken for granted. And I can't really defend women here because men suck at cheating, creeping, XYZ. We suck. So I don't think you would have to do all that to catch him out there. Majority of the time. 60-40. But if you want to do that, I hear you. But I don't know what dialogue was said the first time this was happened. I don't know the dialogue when it happened again. But it's not too crazy for me for him to do that, because that is a red flag for sure. Now, what I want to add after, they told me after, that the guy has cheated at some point in their relationship, whether it was the very beginning or whatever. So now that's going to warrant the behavior. That kind of makes this equal out. But then again, I go back to trust. If you ain't trusting, that shit should have been over. So between the cheating, I don't know if they like kind of gave each other a pass. Like he cheated, she stayed, but she started trolling. He's supposed to accept the trolling because he cheated and gave her a reason to be suspicious. But this whole shit is toxic. So my thing is, you're doomed. I'm not going to co-sign the bullshit to say because he cheated, she has rights to troll. But this is kind of what's going on right here. That's what, you know, she feels she can do that because of him cheating. And he may have felt that she can get one because he cheated. So both of them are enabling the bullshit. When in reality, women going to hate me. I'm going to put it on her. Mostly. If you found him cheating and you stayed, the trolling is for what? Because you stayed when you found out prior to trolling. You found out he cheated without trolling. What are you trolling to find out to do what with? So when you troll and find shit, what are you going to do about it when you found him cheating without trolling, you did nothing? Make that make sense to me. So this shit is asinine, and I guess he's just the one that closed the chapter for them. But it needed closing. It needs closing. Because you're hustling backwards. If you catch your guy or your girl cheating without any fuck shit, without any sneaking apps, trolling, stalking, having other people check it out, if you could find that out without all that and you did nothing, what the fuck is the point of doing something now? Let's go back to not knowing. Shout out Neo. Not knowing. So I really don't get the point of that. But good topic nonetheless. Shout out to my colleague that gave me that as an idea. Yeah, homie, let her go. She's supposed to let you go. No disrespect. And down to my last. I'm down to my last. I don't want to talk about this personally. I want y'all to tell me. But again, because this is my platform, y'all are going to look at me crazy if I don't at least comment on it. So as we close out. By the way, did I mention this is episode 175? Is it? Or 176? I get a pass because I'm at the end. And I ain't doing this over to say the right fucking one. I'm going, obviously. And this has been big for me. So I'm going to stand on that as 175. But forgive me if I'm wrong. Because it's either 75 or 76. Ain't like I said 180. So yeah, let's close out strong. One-on-one co-worker hangout. Opposite sex. My voice ain't that bad. I can still whistle. Shout out to Optimistics. As long as you keep your head to the sky. I was listening to that today. Shit like that is positive vibes, feel me? But anyway, let's stop bullshitting around. I want this to marinate. I want more comments from you than from me. One-on-one, co-worker hangout, opposite sex. I'm going to just sit for a second till I make my little comment and breathe. But I want y'all to think on that. I need some comments. And this is the part of the show that is going to get chopped and edited for the social media. Follow me on Instagram. How you stop him? HOWUSTOPHIM. Follow me on Twitter. Hush476. Follow me on TikTok. No Noise 418. Follow me on Facebook. Born Gregory. BORNN Gregory. This is the part of the show that's going to be all these places I just said. My Snapchat, I forgot it. I think it's Hush476 too. Anyway, y'all want me to comment, don't you? Then get the fuck up out of here. One-on-one, co-worker hangout, opposite sex. Trust. Where y'all at right now? Patterns, movements, vibes, security, not financial security, security mentally. I'm not going to make this a man and woman thing specifically. I'm going to talk in general for both. I won't say your hands are tied, but I will say everything I just mentioned you have to put into consideration. If your relationship is sturdy, steady, strong, no fuck shit has ever happened on either part. No fuck shit has happened on either side, far as they know. Nothing has looked suspicious. Like, understand what I'm saying clearly. Nothing funny has been shown. Doesn't mean nothing funny has not happened. But far as you know, for both parties, if you have nothing to go off of, I'ma still say you have rights to feel away. You have rights to feel away. But the problem is, it's all about how you addressed it from the gate. It's very hard to switch the game up in the 9th inning. If you were laid back and cool about certain shit, maybe you did that just to get in the door. Maybe you did that because you felt strong and secure. Maybe you did that for other fuck reasons, like, all your other relationships, you had a different approach. It didn't work. Now you're in a solid one you think. You want to approach this with the best head on your shoulder and remain optimistic as long as you keep your head to the sky. That's the name of this episode. Optimistic. So, that may not be the name. The actual title of the song, that's not the title. That's how I found the song, but that wasn't the title. I may put the actual title as the name. Anyway, so you want to use a different approach. But again, it's tough mentally to the people who won't speak up because, one, they didn't say nothing in the beginning, and two, to their knowledge, there has been nothing funny, no shady shit going on. So when your partner hits you with the setup arrangement to do so, again, you've never addressed it, or you made it seem like it was cool, and there is nothing suspicious to your knowledge going on. So you let it rock. Here's what I have as advice. You may have to let that first one go. Watch everything to yourself without making yourself obvious without making it toxic, without making it uncomfortable, that first time, when they come back, peep every movement, vibe. I'm not telling you to get psycho, because I'm sorry, women. I know on y'all end, y'all probably smell the nigga, check his drawers. What? I'm not talking about that toxic shit. I'm just talking about regular mannerism. How are they moving since they went on that outing? From the very moment they come back home for like a day or two. And that is really not secure. Like, I'm not telling you that this is the blueprint and the cheat code to find out if something went down or something was inappropriate. Because I'm sorry, again, I'm getting on from women. I didn't want to separate it from the man-woman thing, you know, because both can go through this. But I must say, on the women's side of on the guy side of things, checking out for your female, they're very good. They are very good. So you may not get nothing out of this approach. I'm just saying this is all you can really do. Now, I'll go back to men and women. If this did bother you in any form at all, even in the littlest, you felt the way, you still gotta let it ride. That first one. Even on the come back home, you listen to how it went or whatever. If they don't get into gory details of how it went, whatever. You wait. And Martin Lawrence did a stand-up on this, and it's going to be dicey regardless. Because I'm telling you what that does. That sets it up for it to happen again. And based on how you felt that first time, you ain't got to put yourself through that. You know, there's some hardcore dudes, shout out Fresh and Fit, that's going to tell you to shut that shit down from the gate. But you didn't. That's my thing. Your scenario is as if you didn't shut it down from... Now, if you shut it down from the gate, and in the beginning, before y'all got serious, up to when y'all first got serious, you reminded them, I don't like shit like that. That is not how my partner should move. I don't think it's appropriate. Y'all would have either been done then and there, or they should have respected that. So now if you did that, and this still's a scenario, you know where you stand, that shit should be a wrap. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat that. If you were able to put the foundation down from the gate, no matter how they judge that, man or woman. But if you didn't do it that way, I'm trying to tell you how to cope, because some people are going to still be ignorant, because it is a little ignorant to now say you have an issue with this when you didn't address it as it should have been a conversation from the gate. So because it wasn't a conversation from the gate, you got to eat this one. My opinion. Then if it bothered you, you wait. You ain't got to wait till the next one, because I'm pretty sure it's not that anal where it's the very next week and they going again. So you can wait till the next week or on happier times when y'all chilling to just say, and you know, they're going to say don't water it down, get right to it. You know, you can say like, listen, I hear you and all that, and you know, we good, but it's not favorable, you know, it's just not. You know, the group setting, you know, a bunch of work, you know, a bunch of your friends go out, a bunch, and you don't win. You still lose because no matter the setting. So now if you try to say, you're kind of fucked, bro. I kind of don't have the answer, which is why I didn't want to comment on it. I want to know how you feel, though. Because now, look, if you put it where, you know, you rather the group setting, a bunch of coworkers go out, a bunch of homies, they could still meet up and do fuck shit that you thinking of. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't really eliminate that factor, and you might be putting yourself in a situation to provoke the person because you're telling them, you're kind of like negotiating when, again, if you didn't say this from the gate, you kind of can't say nothing. But there's still a respect thing. So either you can choose to say something or not. You're really fucked in my eyes if you didn't say it from the beginning. You kind of got to eat it. But I know if it gets anal to where it's every week, nah. Now you got to say things and you may not have to tippy toe or give a fuck about how you say it. Because what we're not going to do is every week now, yo, coworker, go. Fuck that. We're not doing that. Or, not to be ignorant, the positive side is I'm going. You going. See how that play. So to be continue on this, it's just too much. The best plan is to have squared it from the gate. If you didn't square it from the gate, it kind of screwed everybody. I'm sorry it was more one-sided. I was more talking to the fellas of how to handle that. Ladies, before I go, what y'all have to worry about really, not to be insensitive, but the thing is, the dangerous thing between men and women, this is an extended version right here. Guys don't really need an alibi or to use something to do something. So if I'm doing me, yeah, I can say I'm going out with a coworker, a female coworker of mine, or a homegirl of mine, or whatever, but men don't really get that creative. You feel me? Like they may just go out with the fellas. Like we don't really have to set up that one-on-one like that. We might. There's guys that do. It could happen. That's really like unique because I feel like fellas that do them, they either just go out like a regular hangout shit. There's no need to like specify. They're just going to hang out. Maybe it's the fellas, maybe it's not. And they kind of still use that. You know what I mean? So sorry if, fuck shit happens out of that. But it's pretty basic and simple with that. Women, yeah, they could do the same and say they just going out with their homegirls. But ladies, I don't really have a solution for you either. Like the guy, if he's doing him, he's doing him. And like I said, sorry, I sound like a traitor, maybe hypocritical. But again, women are better calculated at pulling off these fuck shits that we wouldn't know. You feel me? Guys, if guys is doing them, ladies, y'all gonna find out. Unless he's really he's really strategic where, again, it's only when he goes out of town, very once in a blue, twice a year type shit. I'm not co-signing the bullshit. You don't want to hear this. You don't want it to happen to you. I get it. But the 1 or 2 times a year or when he goes away, it's keeping it away from you. Women, that nigga could be down the block. And they could be that strategic where you won't find out, fellas. You really won't. You may have to get on your trolling shit. You may have to get on your questioning shit. It may make you look crazy. May take you out of your comfort zone. But if you really start to feel a vibe inside saying something is off, it probably is. And that's all I'm going to say. And I'm going to end it on that note. Stay safe. Till the next time. It's a Tell It How It Is. No filter. Subscribe to the channel. Voice of Reason NF on YouTube. Later.